Melbourne, Australia. You're looking at Australia's largest casino. 220,000 square feet of gaming floor. 2,500 slot machines. 540 table games. Billions of dollars flowing through it every year. And right now, someone is about to rob it blind. The interesting part? The casino will invite him to do it. His name is James Manning, New Zealand businessman, self-made millionaire, loves high-stakes blackjack, and he's about to receive a phone call that will change everything.
Mr. Manning, this is a call from Crown Casino's VIP services. We'd like to invite you to experience our mahogany room, all expenses paid, with a private villa for your family, and the vault stocked with extra cash, just in case you get lucky.
Manning smiles.
When do I arrive?
Think about what just happened. A casino, a business designed to separate you from your money, is literally paying a gambler to come lose money at their tables. They're so confident in their odds that they'll fly him first class, give him a free villa, and make sure they have enough cash on hand to cover his losses. But Manning isn't coming to lose, and he won't be gambling alone. Crown Casino has the most advanced security system in the Southern Hemisphere. Facial recognition, 3,000 cameras, ex-military surveillance staff, systems designed by the same companies that protect Las Vegas casinos. Their security is so good that they've never been successfully robbed. Not once. Not in 20 years of operation. Within 72 hours, James Manning will walk out of Crown Casino $32 million richer. Let me show you where millionaires go to lose their fortunes. The Mahogany Room. Located on the first floor of Crown Towers Hotel. Invitation only. Where minimum bets start at $500 and go up from there. Where the maximum bet is limited only by how much money you brought. Rich mahogany paneling. Leather seats. Crystal glasses. Personal hosts who remember your drink order. Floor-to-ceiling windows overlooking the Yarra River. This isn't gambling. This is theater. The room operates 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. The dealers are the best in Australia. The service is impeccable. Everything designed to make you feel like royalty while you hand over your money. Crown assigns Manning a personal VIP handler. Her job, make sure he has everything he needs: drinks, food, entertainment, anything to keep him playing, anything to keep him happy. What Crown doesn't know, that VIP handler has a price, and Manning just paid it. Her name isn't public. Crown fired her within 48 hours and buried the story. Let's call her the Inside Woman. For months before Manning's arrival, she's been preparing, learning camera systems, mapping blind spots, studying security shift changes. She's not just a VIP handler, she's a scout. And what she discovers is perfect. Crown's surveillance system uses high-resolution cameras with pan, tilt, and zoom capabilities. They can read the value of a chip from 50 feet away. They can zoom in on players' cards. They can see everything on the gaming floor. Everything they see gets transmitted to the surveillance room. Ex-military security experts watching dozens of screens, recording everything, looking for cheaters, looking for problems. But there's one detail Crown overlooked. One tiny technical vulnerability that's about to cost them $32 million. Those surveillance feeds? They're not on a closed circuit, they transmit wirelessly. And if someone knew the right frequency, the right protocol, the right access codes, they could tap into Crown's own cameras. Watch the exact same feeds the security team watches. See every card, see every chip, see everything. The Inside Woman provided those access codes, and Manning has someone ready to use them. Her real name never appears in court documents. Crown's non-disclosure agreement made sure of that. Police records are sealed, court filings are redacted. We spent months digging through financial records, cross-referencing timelines, and we found one theory that fits all the evidence. Let's call her Sarah. Here's what we know for certain. Sarah worked in Crown's VIP services for 6 years. Salary, $55,000 per year. Fired on February 15, 2013, the same day Manning was caught. Signed an NDA. Received a severance payment. Vanished. Here's what the evidence suggests. In late 2012, Sarah's mother was diagnosed with stage 4 cancer. Medical bills started piling up. $15,000 per month. Insurance covered some, not nearly enough. We found mortgage records showing Sarah remortgaged her apartment in November 2012. Bank statements show cash withdrawals that don't match her salary. Credit card debt climbing month after month. By December 2012, Sarah was drowning, working double shifts, picking up every extra hour available, and it still wasn't enough. Then James Manning walked into the Mahogany Room. We don't know exactly how Manning recruited her. No recordings, no witnesses, but we know Manning's pattern. He's a businessman. He identifies weakness. He makes offers people can't refuse. The theory: Manning noticed Sarah's exhaustion, asked questions, learned about her mother, and made an offer. $300,000. Cash. For access codes to Crown's surveillance system. Think about that choice. Your mother is dying. The bills are crushing you. A stranger offers enough money to solve everything. No violence, no one gets hurt. Just information. What would you do? Did Sarah get her $300,000? We don't know. Crown's lawyers made sure no money trail exists. Sarah was the weak link, the human vulnerability in a $50 million security system, and Manning exploited it perfectly. Somewhere in Melbourne, police never identified the exact location. A man sits in front of multiple computer screens. He's young, probably early 20s, computer science background, excellent understanding of networking protocols. And right now, he's looking at live feeds from inside Crown Casino. Camera 247, Mahogany Room, Blackjack Table 3, crystal clear. Camera 248, overhead view, perfect angle on dealer's cards. Camera 249, wide shot showing entire table, all players visible. The hacker can see everything Crown's own security team sees. But he has one advantage. Crown's security team is looking for problems. The hacker is looking for profits. The plan is elegant in its simplicity. 1. Manning sits at Blackjack Table 3, Mahogany Room. 2. The hacker watches the security feed from outside the casino. 3. The hacker sees the dealer's hole card before Manning has to make decisions. 4. The hacker signals Manning through a hidden wireless earpiece. 5. Manning bets accordingly. In blackjack, if you know the dealer's cards, you have approximately a 95% advantage. You're not gambling anymore. You're following a script. But now Manning faces the hardest part, winning $32 million without triggering alarms. Too many wins? Suspicious? Too consistent? Suspicious. He needs to look like the luckiest man alive, not the smartest. February 15th, 2013, 9:47 p.m. Manning sits down at Blackjack Table 3, orders a whiskey, chats with the dealer, calm, charming, invisible. He's played thousands of hands in his life. Tonight looks like one more. He starts controlled, $50,000 to $100,000 bets. Wins some, loses some, the usual rhythm. To anyone watching, he's just another wealthy regular. For the first hour, everything looks ordinary. Up 50,000, down 30, back to even, perfect camouflage. But in his right ear, a voice whispers. The hacker's voice, calm and delayed by a fraction of a second. Watching the live camera feed, calculating every probability in real time. Then, at 10:23 p.m., the signal comes.
Big bet. You've got the edge.
Manning pushes forward $400,000 in chips. The dealer shows a 10. Manning draws 16, the nightmare hand. Hit, and you'll probably bust. Stand, and you'll probably lose.
Stand.
The voice says. Dealer busts. Manning stands. The dealer flips her whole card, 15, hits, draws a 10, busts. Manning wins $400,000. The surveillance officer zooms in, reviews the hand. But standing on 16 versus 10 isn't impossible. Lucky, maybe. Not illegal. Manning shrugs, sips his drink, and returns to controlled mid-range bets. This becomes his pattern. Controlled, controlled, controlled. Then one impossible win. Hours pass. The pattern hides in plain sight. But every flawless system carries a fault line. And at 2:30 a.m., that fault almost destroys him. By now, Manning is up roughly $2.5 million. 4 big hands, everyone flawless, everything humming. Then, at 2:34 a.m., the voice in his ear goes dead. Total silence. He adjusts his collar. Casual, calm, nothing. The dealer is already shuffling. Manning has $85,000 left in the betting circle. No signal, no edge, no backup. He's blind. The dealer deals. Manning gets 14. Dealer shows an 8. Basic strategy says hit. But what if the dealer's got 18? What if the next card busts him?
Sir?
The dealer asks. Manning breathes. Hit. He gets a 9. Busts. Loses $85,000. The pit boss watching nearby smirks.
Finally. He bleeds.
That single loss saves him. For 2 hours, his decisions had been too perfect. Robotic. This mistake makes him human again. 10 seconds later, the voice crackles back.
Signal restored. Interference cleared.
Manning doesn't react, just finishes his drink. Later, investigators will find the cause, a standard casino wireless sweep at 2:34 a.m., a 10-second interference burst that jammed the feed, just enough to nearly wreck a $32 million plan and accidentally make it bulletproof. Sometimes losing $85,000 is the smartest play you can make. Over 10 hours, Manning plays 347 total hands. 8 of them are extraordinary. Between them, he hides in plain sight, betting mid-range, joking with dealers, tipping staff. To the cameras, he's another high roller burning through a lucky streak. To the system behind the earbud, he's a precision instrument armed with perfect information. Here are the 8 hands that built the legend. Hand 1, $400,000, stands on 16 versus 10. Dealer busts, wins $400,000. Hand 2, $380,000, hits when he should stand. Perfect card. Wins $380,000. Hand 3, $425,000, doubles down, risking $850,000. Dealer busts, wins $850,000. Hand 4, $490,000, splits 8s versus dealer's 10. Both hands win, wins $980,000. Hand 5, $510,000, stands on 13 versus 10, never correct. Dealer busts, wins $510,000. Hand 6, $460,000, hits on 17, unthinkable, gets a 4. Dealer has 20, wins $460,000. Hand 7, $440,000, doubles down, $880,000 at risk. Perfect 10, wins $880,000. Hand 8, $595,000, doubles down again, $1,190,000 at risk. Dealer draws dead, wins $1,190,000. Total of major hands, $5.65 million. But these weren't the real profit engines. Between those 8 headline wins, Manning plays 339 ordinary hands. Average bet, around $650,000. Unremarkable for a high-limit table. Knowing the dealer's hole card lifts his win rate from 50% to roughly 59 to 60%, giving him a 12% effective edge after pushes and doubles. At that scale, a subtle 12% advantage becomes a silent machine. Over those 339 hands, that edge quietly generates about $26,440,000. Add the 8 perfect strikes, and Manning walks away from Crown Casino with $32 million in verified winnings. By 7:47 a.m., he's officially the luckiest man in Australian gambling history. Unofficially, the best cheater Crown has ever seen. In the surveillance room, a technician named Marcus is reviewing footage. He's been watching casino cameras for 11 years. He knows what normal luck looks like. This isn't it.
Pull up table 3, Last 8 hours, show me every hand over $300,000.
The footage compiles. Marcus watches once, twice, 3 times. Marcus pulls up camera angles, reviews dealer procedures, checks for marked cards, watches for signals between players. Everything looks clean. Then he notices something strange. Manning keeps touching his right ear. Not constantly, just occasionally. Like he's adjusting his glasses, but he's not wearing glasses. Marcus zooms in, frame by frame. There, just barely visible, a tiny flesh-colored device in Manning's ear canal. Smaller than a fingernail, almost invisible. An earpiece. Someone is feeding him information. But who and how? Marcus pulls up network logs. This is where it gets interesting. Someone accessed the surveillance cameras remotely during Manning's session. Not from inside the building, from outside. Someone hacked Crown's $50 million security system and used it to rob the casino. Marcus picks up the phone.
Wake up the head of security? Wake up the casino manager? We have a problem.
By 6 a.m., Manning's winnings are frozen. By 6:15 a.m., security is at his villa door. The knock on the door comes at 6:23 a.m. Manning is celebrating with his family, wife, kids. They think Daddy just had the luckiest night of his life. They're already planning how to spend the money. Private schools, new house, maybe a boat. Manning opens the door. 6 security guards, all former military, all serious.
Mr. Manning, we need you to come with us.
His wife's face goes white.
What's happening?
There's been an irregularity with your winnings. We need to discuss it.
Manning knows exactly what this means, but he plays calm.
Of course. Let me get dressed.
Now, sir.
They escort him to a private security office, not a police station. Casinos prefer to handle these things internally. They sit him down. No handcuffs yet. But the threat is clear.
Mr. Manning, we've reviewed your play last night. 8 hands, every one against mathematical probability. We found an earpiece. And we found evidence of unauthorized access to our security cameras. Would you like to explain?
Manning says nothing. He's been coached for this exact moment. Deny everything. Say nothing without a lawyer. But here's the brilliant part. Manning never actually cashed out his chips. They're still in the casino's system. Crown can't accuse him of stealing money that's technically still theirs.
Am I under arrest?
Not yet, but we're contacting police.
Then I'd like to leave.
The security chief leans forward.
Mr. Manning, you're never coming back to this casino. You're never coming back to any Crown property. And if you try to cash those chips, we'll have you arrested for fraud.
Manning stands.
I'd like to collect my family now.
Within 30 minutes, Manning and his family are escorted out of Crown Casino. Not arrested, not charged, just banned. Forever. His $32 million? Frozen in the system. Technically unclaimed. Technically still belonging to Crown. But here's what Crown doesn't want to admit. If they prosecute Manning, they have to admit their security system was compromised. They have to admit that someone hacked into their cameras. They have to admit that their impregnable security had a massive vulnerability. The bad publicity would cost more than $32 million. High rollers would stop coming. Investors would panic. Regulators would investigate. So Crown makes a decision that sounds insane. They cover it up. But wait, one more detail that makes this story perfect. February 15th, 2013. The morning Manning gets banned, he was supposed to star in a Crown Casino PR stunt. The Winston, world's most expensive cocktail. Cognac from 1858, $12,500. Guinness World Record attempt. Press already assembled. Manning was supposed to order it on camera, but now he's banned, escorted off property, gone. Crown can't cancel. Media is already there. Can't explain his absence. That raises questions, so they improvise. They beg another regular customer to order the $12,500 cocktail on camera. Pretend it was his idea. He agrees. Crown pays, gets their Guinness World Record, then quietly refunds his $12,500. Crown didn't actually sell the world's most expensive cocktail. They faked it to cover up a $32 million heist attempt. But here's the final question. If Manning never got the money, and the hacker was never caught, and the inside woman disappeared, who actually won? Maybe nobody won. Maybe everyone lost. Maybe that's the most perfect heist of all.